Welcome to the world of Speed Oddities. Hello, welcome to Gareth Jones on Speed. This is the summer music compilation for 2025. Everybody needs to have holiday sometimes, even the on-speed team. So whilst we take 3 weeks off, here's a compilation of some of the weirder songs that we've created for Gareth Jones of Speed over the 20 years that we've been making this podcast. We're going to kick it off with a kind of a movie theme. This is something that Zog, Richard and I wrote together a very long time ago, and we got our mate Steve Allen Jones to sing it loosely in the style of Tom Jones, because if you're going to write a James Bond theme about spying in Formula One, you probably want to sing it a bit like Tom Jones, wouldn't you?
You're quick in all the corners, but quicker on the draw. Your espionage is excellent, your aerodynamics poor. Lap times are important when you're racing for your life. There's documents left in the Xerox machine, you had to blame your wife. The spy who lapped me, the spy who lapped me, the spy who lapped me. Girls in gold and diamonds, intrigue sometimes heaven. Checked into a hotel in Monte Carlo in room 007. He's always gathering data on and off the track. He'll out-qualify you, don't deny. He'll stab you in the back. Oh! The spy who lapped me, he overtook me. His word is not his bond, he'll take the win, and then he's gone. When we're racing, I'll always refuse a chance to let him overtake, 'cause he stole the design from my rear diffuser, my front wheel and my brakes. The spy who lapped me, the spy who lapped me, he overtook me, yeah.
I guess you think this tale is new, 'cause it's shocking and dirty. There were British Grand Prix spies telling lies way back in the 1930s. Every lap they drove like gentlemen, played fair and kept it clean.
But when they left the track at night, the work was dark, surveillance unseen. The Nazis had Mercedes, British seamen at the wheel. Van was Williams and Wimmerly, all worked for the SOE. The spy who lapped me, the spy who lapped me, he overtook me. The spy who lapped me. Secrets and lies and flexible floors, you only hit twice. Lapping you with a view to a win. Live and let drive, live and let drive. Octopus. Lapping you with a view. Live and spy who left me.
Secrets, lies, inflexible flaws.
The spy who left me. He overtook me. The spy who left me.
Not the usual sort of rock and roll that you get from Gareth Jones on Speed, but a Bond theme inspired by Spygate or Faxgate, whatever it was called back in the 2000s. And of course the Grand Prix saboteurs, I think they were called. They were spies in the 1930s, as it says in the song. It's all true. Okay, things are going to get even more odd. People of my age, right, in our 60s, will remember an artist called Jake Thackeray. He was a Yorkshireman, but he sang in a kind of a Noel Coward and French chanteuse tradition, is that what they call it? Really bizarrely salacious songs in many cases. And I was a huge fan of Jake Thackeray as a kid growing up. He was so naughty. So, inspired by Jake Thackeray, I wrote this song, The Vauxhall Cavalier, as fake Thackeray.
I've always thought it's a very good idea to wash and clean your car. But to hoover it and polish it and wax it all day might be taking things too far. It's nice to look clean, but that could be obscene and not heard of. It's not a must. To stroke a car's bonnet and rub up its bumpers is bordering on lust. His roving eye looks at wings, not her thigh, the mind of a wild rover. The grip of the tyre, the look of love, he's a Vauxhall Casanova. Verse 2. Oh, they're pretty and they're slick and they're quicker than us, and many of them are fun. And remember to care for them whatever you do, 'cause a car is just like a woman. They need caressing and steering and warming up before they can perform. They get up to speed quicker and they're lots more fun the more recently they were born. His roving eye looks at wings, not a thigh, the mind of a wild rover. The grip of a tyre, the look of love from that Vauxhall Casanova. His thoughts are much coarser, his ideas are crude. He plays pocket snooker with his balls and his cue. He's not lusting for girls though he sees their appeals. He's not moved by their legs 'cause his fantasies all have wheels. His roving eye looks at wings, not a thigh, the mind of a wild rover. The grip of the tyre, the look of love from that Vauxhall Casanova. His roving eye looks at wings and not thighs, the mind of a wild rover. The grip of a tyre, the look of love from that Vauxhall Casanova. Oh, cars are sexy, of that there's no doubt. They have curves and backsides and fronts. We love them and want them, and we'd sleep with them too if only they had.
Map of northern France and Belgium. Two A to Z London atlases, both missing all of the pages required to navigate north or west London. 1 mummified apple core. Assorted partial pages from A to Z's, some heavily stained with coffee. 1 broken aftermarket cup holder. 2 flyers for fetish clubs in central London. Don't know where those came from. Leaflet about places to visit in Dorset. 2 pairs of sunglasses, slightly broken. A third of a packet of pasta shapes, mouldy, under passenger side car. Kebab. 1 pot strawberry yogurt, sell by date 6 months past, under driver's seat. Two parking tickets, unpaid. One cassette tape of Introducing by DJ Shadow. Seven-inch off-cutter radiator hose. 37 assorted used parking scratch cards and sticker tickets for Brent, Hackney, Fulham, Westminster. Set of dinosaur stickers, free for Saturday Guardian. 1 ski glove. 1 pair seized and rusty pliers. 4 paper coffee cups containing dregs of latte in various stages of decomposition. 1 set of jump leads, incomplete. 1 British Sausage Council promotional watch. 1 cheap 1/4-inch drive socket set, broken. 4 months of bank statements that I've been looking for the last 3 months. 1 UK Atlas. 1 missing the page for South East England. 1 packet of latex gloves, empty. 2 tyre pressure gauges. 1 electric tyre pump.
That was actually the 2024 remix of a piece of music called The Things Found in Zog's Car, which is pretty self-explanatory really, but the backing track to it was something I created loosely in the style of John Fox, one of the founder members of Ultravox in his sort of ambient esoteric period. Anyway, yeah, you think that was nuts? You want to hear some on-speed Honda jazz? On-speed Oddities.
I was abroad, and according to legend, I had an insight. Watched it extend its range. Strange, so strange. See me slide in the space in an odyssey. Sexy, civic, sibilant and swish-vied and occupied. Some even tried to go CVCC. Yeah, CVCC. Into a stream of consciousness themed by a sand called Soshiro. Oh no, not oh no, not Yoko Ono, Soshiro. Okay, in a K-Car daddy-o, and the beat grows long. Super Cub, Super Dream, Earth Car, Type R, yeah! Blanco y Negra Integra. From the S360 to the S2000. Rice, noodle, alphabetic, spaghetti, CRV, CRX, CRZ, HRV. FCX provides no clarity. Slapping them down. Z600, S800. Watch me land my balloon on your aero deck, baby. I inspired a pilot prelude to a concerto. If I'd have written a poem, it would have been a ballad. Silver Rover, best car they never made. Move over, the Ennova's got all the parts the Ascot's got. Ha! City life, what the heck? Let's all go, VTech. Asimo looks out of sight, riding in my insight. Shuttle is no go, fought against the Mugen logo. CB series. Pilot, cross tour, and the future dateline, ridgeline, just in time. When I'm fit for jazz, that's on the jazz.
Yeah, when I first released that, I can't remember what year now, somebody wrote to me and said, promise me you won't do jazz ever again. I'm Gareth Jones on Speed. I'll take that. That's me and my mate Howard Jazz. Howard on the bongos and the saxophone. And I think I was, as David Bowie might have put it, freestyling some freeform word decorations or something like that around the names of all the Hondas on sale around the world. If you know cars, you'll get the gags. Right, from jazz to folk music. Here's an example of something I recorded for a Christmas show a few years ago in the style of what's called plug-in, which is a Welsh tonal folk singing format which you hear in chapels on Christmas Eve. It's a beautiful sound. I'm not a religious man, but I love the sound of plug-in, and this is my attempt to do that with a song about my wish for Christmas.
Oh, I always hope at this time of the year that a gift might come my way, of a car that I dream of most nights when I'm asleep, and in truth I think of in the day. It is small, it isn't fast, but above all it is fast. It's Italian and four-wheel drive. I know that tonight I shall struggle to sleep tight, in hope that in the morning it arrives. It is made by a brand that you can't buy in this land, and in the 50s, and I remember when it got pole at Le Mans back in the 1980s. They made luxury saloons and beautiful coupes, unbeatable back in the day. They won championships in rally. This car is up my alley. A Lancia Delta Integrale.
Gareth Jones on Speed!
La 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 la. Santa's dead, fell off his sled. No time to grieve. It's Christmas Eve. They need someone to fill in, someone with a heavy boot. But the choice is rather strange, though he's fat enough to fill the suit. Oh, why did they make Nigel Mansell Santa Claus? I can't believe that this will go to plan. I believe in many things at Christmas, but I don't believe that Santa comes from Birmingham. In Adelaide, he's got it made. Gifts on their way in a Williams sleigh. Then disaster strikes our Nigel. Oh, how could this get worse? Sparks all over the roof. One of the reindeers burst. Oh, why did they make Nigel Mansell Santa Claus? It comes across as completely the wrong choice. Oh, I like to hear so many things at Christmas, but I don't want to hear a moany, brummy voice. La la la, la la la, la la la. Ooh, ooh, ooh. They say he did his best to get round on that sleigh, but at every single bend, the ghost of Santa was in the way. Oh, why did they make Nigel Mansell Santa Claus? As decisions go, it's really very crap. I want to see so many things at Christmas, but not Saint Nick in a branded sponsor's cap. La 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 la. Hunt wasn't available. Chilton had run out of cash. Kimmy's incomprehensible, and Grosjean would have crashed. So Nige became our Santa, and this Yuletide a farce. But I'm sure somewhere there's a chimney wide enough to fill his ass. When he thought he'd got it sorted, things were going well. Oh no, his sleigh's been taken out by GV's Tiffany Dale. Oh, why did they make Nigel Mansell Santa Claus? As decisions go, it's really rather rash. don't believe that Santa has a tash. Oh, why did they make Nigel Mansell Santa Claus? The whole thing's really turned out very weird, and I hope for so many things at Christmas, and I hope that they use tacky. I hope that they use tacky. I hope that they use tacky anyway next year. La 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 la, la la la, la.
Oh, why did they make Nigel Mansell Santa Claus? As decisions go, it's really very crap. I want to see so many things at Christmas, but not Saint Nick in a branded sponsor's cap. The words of Richard Porter, if ever I've read them. Richard was instrumental in writing that song and performed there the acoustic version. We originally did it as a band, sort of in the style of Mumford and Son. But then I asked Melissa Heathcote, a member of the On Speed band, to sing that song on the ukulele, her divine angelic voice and those absolutely ridiculous lyrics. Staying with the work of Richard Porter, do you remember when David Richards was running the Honda Formula One team and Pro Drive, and he kept changing his mind as to whether he was called Dave or David Richards?
Please call me Dave. No, it's David.
Richard wrote a song about that. As the Pit Stop Boys.
In the day it was always Dave, cause that was your name and nothing ever changed. Now you're all smart and you've bought Aston Martin, or at least became a front for Q80 partners. Suddenly it's changing, always rearranging. Is it Dave or David? What will it be? Is it so hard? What's on your bank cards? Do you have 2 sets of stationery?
Make up your mind, David Richards.
Just think, what would Attenborough do?
Make up your mind, David Richards.
What does your wife call you?
Please, call me David. Dave. Id. Please, call me David. Dave. Id. Please, call me David. Dave. Id. Dave. Dave.
Saw you on the TV, looking kinda scruffy. No 5 o'clock shadow, it was more bum fluffy. Do you think it's groovy, being semi-hairy when you look at Ross Brawn? Do you think he's sexy? You were kinda beard man, you're looking kinda weird man. You sit outside the station drinking cider from a tin can. Is there something wrong with your Remington? Could be something simple if the battery's gone.
Make up your mind, David Richards.
You need a razor, you really do.
Make up your mind, David Richards.
It's not hard, they sell them in boots.
Do you remember when Sigur Rós music was used on everything? Every advert, every feel-good film, every documentary you ever heard, they used Hoppy Poller, one of their songs, written in what they called Hoplandish, is that what they called it? They made up their own language, somewhere between English and Icelandic, so I did the same. I wrote this. February 2009, wrote this song called E Spori Haradskiad How in my own language, not Welsh, one I made up. It means use snow chains. This is Sigur Rós Pro. on Speed Oddities. This is a story of a Welshman who attempted the world land speed record. Let me tell you a story, one of my favourite tales. I suppose I should sing it because I'm from Wales. It's about a Welshman, that's no surprise. But when you hear what he did, it'll open your eyes. It's a tale of achievement on the edge of absurd. I should say that this may or may not have occurred. A lad from Llanidloes whose ambitions were great shot for the world land speed record on St David's Day, March 1st, 1888. La 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 la. He built a car in a shed in Llangefni that astonished the locals. What he proposed was quite scary. The fastest car ever. Raw speed was his goal. Not petrol, gas, nor electric. It was powered by coal. The doubters all said that he would succeed. But with Welsh engineering, he soon took the lead. So the Cymru in Wales, we all agreed, henceforth he'd be known as Jones the Speed. La 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 la. The steam pressure system came from Wrexham in Shirk. The schematics were drawn on Welsh slate with chalk. I have to admit the steel rail was from York, but the central point for most of the work was Llanfair, Pwllgwyn, Gaethnog, Gareth, Chwyrn, Drop, with Llan Sicilia, go. La 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 la. He built a track up a mountain, took 26 months, logistical challenges and technical bumps. He overcame them all, made great strides, leaps and jumps, using levers and pistons and boilers and pumps. With Welsh mountain gravity and high pressure steam, he built the fastest rail carriage the world had yet seen. It would descend from heaven at a pace that's obscene. A bigger Welsh project, it was painted red, white and green. La 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 la. He said, right boys, I'm ready. Sang his 3 favourite hymns. He took safety precautions for his head and his limbs. Donned his Sunday best jacket and a pint and a fag. Turned his flat cap round backwards to lower the drag. He hugged Jones the chapel, shook hands with his wife, jumped in the carriage, and despite the risk to his life and his wife's failing health, he did it for Wales. He'd drive it himself. La 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 la. It hurled down the mountain, an incredible train, a fabulous vehicle, speed continuing to gain. Then it went wrong, and to his disdain, he hit one of those bumps and took off like a plane. And although it's quite tragic, being Welsh too, it's comic. He missed the land speed record, but went supersonic. It had so much momentum, it flew like a hornet. It went like a comet and achieved low Earth orbit. Wales erupted, now we were distinguished. We'd left this planet, this win was vintage. America, Russia, beaten by British. But best of all, we'd beaten the English. If you've not
not heard this before, never heard of it mentioned. It's either the truth or just another Welsh legend. You might doubt that this happened, but do not dismay. Ask any Welsh tourist, that track's not gone away. It takes thousands of visitors up and with most days, known round the world now as the Snowdon Mountain Railway. La, 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 la. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
The Ballad of Jones the Speed, in the style of Welsh hero Max Boyce. That's me doing my best Port Talbot, Glynneath accent, which Max had. With a lovely accent, Max. Still going strong, still gigging. And if you've never heard the album Max Boyce live at Treorchy, it's worth hearing. The man was an absolute genius and a massive influence on me growing up. As were the Bonzo Dog Doodah Band. So here's a tune I did in the style of them.
Oh, the professor was working in his garage, forcing an unholy marriage, when something made of Morris Minor bits emerged, smoking from the pits. It was a monster car, made for almost no cash. It was a monster car.
Well, crash, rev, skid.
He called it Sid. Yes, I know it's an unusual name for a car, but McLaren built a mule called Albert once, so you really shouldn't be surprised, old chap. It grew to monster proportions in a very short time. Looked a little like an Allegro estate, but washed in slime. This car-shaped behemoth was the oiliest ever seen, lubricated by the fluids from its mechanical spleen. He built a monster car. It was a monster car. Well, actually it wasn't that big a monster, really. It only had a 6-cylinder engine, although of course you can fit the old Buick V8 into a Morris Minor if you really want to, darling. Do you really want to, darling? Oh, this monster car was big and scary. It had back leather seats and the dash was hairy. For the scrapyards and the paddock, it was a bit of a hit. And if it had an egg, I'm pretty sure the doctor would have put a bone through it. Dash, bash, thump, crunch, push, pull, lever, lever, nonsense. If all the monsters in the English countryside would put their monstering behind them, then boarding schools in this land that is rural could be English again. That'd be a fine thing. The Queen, she liked the English car, you know. Bentley, Rolls Royce. Daughter even had a Reliant. And Phil had a design my own. Makes you proud to be German, doesn't it? Here he comes!
You would never have had the Bonzo Dog Doodah Band without Spike Milligan, Peter Sellers, Michael Benteen and Harry Seacombe, the Goons. Again, another massive influence on me growing up. So here's a song about a rather weird chap in Formula One, in the style of the Goons, or in our case, the Air Goons.
Who is that looking like a frog? Jean-Todt, 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 Jean-Todt. Don't you know he kisses Michelle Yeoh? Jean-Todt, Jean-Todt, Jean-Todt. Who is that acting like a god. Jean Todt. Jean Todt. Jean Todt. Who moves like an arthropod? Jean Todt. Jean Todt. Jean Todt. He is more of sad and lonely. He is even weirder than Max Mosley. Jean Todt. 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 Who is that? Who is tiny but his eyebrow? Jean Todt, Jean Todt, Jean Todt. Who's the man with the funny little eyebrows? Jean Todt, Jean Todt, Jean Todt. Who is that? Who won't say sorry? Jean Todt, Jean Todt, Jean Todt, Jean Todt. Who's the man who favours Ferrari? Jean Todt, that is me, Jean Todt. He'll be standing under the podium, looking like a toad who's been crossed with Napoleon. Jean Todt. 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 Jean Todt.
I remember when you fell in love. You looked at Michelle as she looked down from above and asked Mr. Todd, tell me, how will this work? Me with my head in the stars and you down in the dirt.
Go on, man, sing it.
He said, my love, don't you worry. What's the rush? But there's no hurry. There's still plenty of time for me to grow tall.
Right behind you, boy. All the way.
But Joe, you've been growing for over 40 years and still no knowing if you'll ever be as tall as a low garden wall. And if you ask me, honey, frankly, there's no chance at all.
Out of his way, he leads the FIA. Jean Todt, Jean Todt.
Jean Todt! It would be insane for him to be in the pit lane.
Jean Todt, Jean Todt. Who's got a plan that's obtuse and complex?
Probably Jean Todt.
Jean Todt. Who's got a son following his footsteps? Oh, that's a Nicholas Todt. But don't think that you will be
Rid of him anytime
soon, cause one of his best friends is
former UN leader Ban Ki-moon.
It's true, you know. Jean Todt,
Very clever.
Jean Todt.
Yeah, Ying Tong Idle I Po, a song in the style of the Goons about Jean Todt, which I'm sure you've worked out. Now, weird songs that influence me don't all come from the 60s and the 70s. Do you remember in 2018 when Childish Gambino released a song called This Is America? I thought that was one of the daftest or weirdest or most unusual odd pieces of music I'd heard since the Goons, and of course was inspired, and so wrote a song about America's most famous car company, you could argue. This is Childlike Topolino. See what I did there? We are four.
We are Ford. We know what you're thinking. We are Ford. Mercury and Lincoln. We are Ford. While we earn, we are Ford. You unlearn. We are Ford. Built for the road ahead. We are Ford. We are in your head. aim for autonomy. We are Ford. Credit means we got money. We are Ford. Built for tough. We are Ford. One Ford ain't enough. We are Ford. Super Deluxe and GXL. We are Ford. Kia Vignali and E as well.
Speed Oddities. Just one last oddity for you now in the 2025 Gareth Jones on Speed Summer Music Compilation. A piece of music in the style of a huge star. He was one of Britain's biggest movie stars, as well as being one of Britain's biggest musicians. In the 1940s, the 1950s, even into the 60s, he was a Lancastrian who sang slightly rude songs accompanied on the banjo-lele, which is a ukulele-sized banjo. Yeah, I'm talking about George Formby. So I wrote a slightly rude song in the style of George Formby about driving a convertible, or as he might have put it, topless driving.
With a mind like mine and a glass of wine, everything is pervertible. Even the usually innocent task of driving a convertible. I must admit I feel a twitch and I start to turn to wood when I think of lovely Mrs. Wu fiddling with a hood. So I bought myself a cabriolet, the roof went down a treat. Quite impressed my girlfriend who was begging at my feet. I pushed a button on dashboard to make it fold away. Just my luck, it ran amok and it jammed about halfway. I said, right Fanny, let's have it on. She said, no, let's have it on. You carry on like that, I was George and I'll be flipping John. I was disappointed with a folding fabric top. My girl was let down badly cause I couldn't get it up. Oh, I love topless driving, it is lots of fun. Showing off your white bits in the blazing sun. I always leave me pants on, I have a one. Cause I can't manage the UV damage to burn me northern bum. Oh, get your chop off everybody, let's all have a laugh. Let's go topless, you and me, come on, whip it off. Say to the ladies, I don't care, I'll get you out in the open air. Come on, let's go topless, have a laugh. I drove an aerial Atom when I wasn't wearing strides. It's got no roof at all, this car has got no sides. He's not wearing undies, the girls all shout and yell. They can see me in up cause I'm bottomless as well. Oh, all the girls wave at me as I drive by. I get a cheeky wink and smile, I think I know just why. If you've got it, you better flaunt it, just don't have a crash. As you drive by, quick as a dash, you can give them all a flash. Oh, I love topless driving, it can lots of fun. Showing off your white bits in the blazing sun. Always leave me pants on, I am the one. Cause I can't manage the UV damage, you bring me northern bum. Get your top off everybody, let's all have a laugh. Let's go topless, you and me, come on whip it off. Say to the ladies, I don't care, I'll get you open air. Come on, let's go topless, have a laugh, hey. Say to the ladies, I don't care, I'll get it out in the open air. Come on, let's go topless, have a laugh, hey. Hey, it's nice out, isn't it? But I better put it away now. There's a policeman coming. Oh, mother.
Well, as George might have said, it's turned out rather nice again, hasn't it? Yeah, that's it for this year's compilation of songs. I hope you enjoyed my journey through some of the stranger moments in the last 20 years of On Speed music. And there's more On Speed music to come. As you know, we are celebrating 20 years of the podcast this year. We did a gig in July where my band played a bunch of songs I'd written which have never been played before, which we recorded and we will make available to you in audio and occasionally video form over the remainder of the months in 2025. Gareth Jones on Speed will be back after the Dutch Grand Prix. So for now, see ya, enjoy the holidays, see you when the racing starts again.
If you enjoyed this show, then please like, share and subscribe. For information on how to contact the show, see pictures, read song lyrics, follow us on social media, or to sponsor this podcast, go to garethjones.tv. Gareth Jones on Speed is made in Wales by Whiz Bang.
Gareth Jones on Speed!